The January 6th committee has postponed a hearing originally scheduled for Wednesday. Heads of the committee said in an official statement they decided to delay the hearing because of Hurricane Ian, which is expected to hit Florida's Gulf Coast around Wednesday. The panel also said they will soon announce a new date for the hearing. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins me now. Scott, what else do we know about why Wednesday's hearing was postponed?
The committee said it was out of respect to the people in the path of the hurricane. This committee, nobody in an organization having a public event wants to have side-by-side images of destruction and damage from a major storm and their event. So this was an easy call for the committee, likely. And one of their 9 members is Democrat Stephanie Murphy from Florida. That said, John, we don't know what we're not going to see tomorrow. Unlike its previous committee hearings, the panel didn't announce witnesses, didn't announce an agenda or a theme for this hearing, and that's uncharacteristic for this committee. Typically, they gave advance notice of the direction a hearing would take, the trajectory of the witnesses or the questioning, and what to expect. So this has been different kind of from the start. But it's also impactful, John, because this might have been the finale, the last of their hearings, the last vessel through which to show illustratively their findings, and it may not be easy to reschedule it. The elections are 6 weeks away. Don't want to get too close to that date. And this committee expires at the end of the calendar year.
Well, Scott, if we don't know what's going to be happening in the committee, we can at least know a little something about what happened in the courtroom. Stuart Rhodes, the leader of the Oath Keepers, was in court on Tuesday, I believe, with some of his colleagues. What can you tell me, update me on what's happening there?
Let me just tell you, I had this date circled on my calendar in a big black magic marker for weeks now. This was the start of jury selection in what is easily the highest level, highest profile U.S. Capitol riot trial. So far, potentially throughout these cases. Stuart Rhodes and 4 co-defendants aligned with the far-right Oath Keepers are charged with seditious conspiracy. John, not only is that the highest level charge so far in a Capitol riot case, that is a rarely charged crime. This group is accused of plotting to block the peaceful transfer of power, of coming here ready for battle, raising money, raising arms, staging the guns outside the city limits, and directing the use of a military stack formation to breach the police line. This is not your garden variety group of January 6 defendants. Jury selection alone will take multiple days. This trial will last a month. And here's the bottom line, John. This group has forecast its defense. It's going to argue that they were here for the potential of Donald Trump invoking the Insurrection Act to serve the former president that day. Let's see how that is digested by 12 Washington, D.C. jurors after those jurors are selected this week.
Scott, just quickly on that, is there any evidence, I mean, what words that Donald Trump said relative to the Insurrection Act would they be hanging that argument on? I mean, we know what he said on the day of January 6th, but the Insurrection Act is a specific thing.
I think you've just forecast the cross-examination quite well there, John. What are they going to say to explain this connection they're drawing between the former president's words, even his fiery words after November 3rd, 2020, and what they were accused of doing January 6, 2021? That being said, other defendants have gone to trial in front of juries here in Washington, D.C. They've tried a variety of defenses. You want to know how many have won acquittals at trial so far? 0. D.C. jurors have convicted every single January 6 defendant to sit before them on every charge, usually in just a matter of hours.
Scott, I'm going to make you play utility infielder here. The third topic of our conversation quickly is government funding is set to run out later this week. So what are they doing in Congress to keep the lights on?
There is nobody in Congress of either party that would benefit from the shutdown of the government 6 weeks before the midterm elections. So it's a matter of when, not if, they'll reach a deal. The Senate advanced a continuing resolution to temporarily keep the government open past Election Day. They did so by getting rid of the last variable today, this permitting reform that was being proposed by a West Virginia senator. It's been removed from the spending bill. It seems like it'll be smooth sailing through the Senate as the week concludes, then through the U.S. House. The lights will stay on at midnight Friday night.
All right, Scott MacFarlane on Capitol Hill. Thanks a lot, Scott.